The gang decided they would meet just outside of Ponyville before they went to the party. As Twilight cantered towards the designated meeting place, the question still repeated in the back of her mind. Why couldn't the pony just put their name? Twilight could see that every pony was waiting already, except Rarity. Of course she's not here yet, probably styling her mane. I just want to get to the bottom of this, Twilight thought annoyingly. Twilight approached the 4 ponies and was greeted with their happy hellos and their usual greetings, and made small talk until Rarity showed up. When Rarity did show up, she was wearing a beautiful dress, and it was obvious she spent the last hour styling her mane and tail. I knew it, Twilight proudly thought. Let's get going, girls. We have some time to make up since Rarity decided to be fashionably late. You can't rush perfection, Twilight, Rarity gracefully stated. We have to get there by 7. The pony that invited us is on a tight schedule, Twilight said as she began to head north towards the stone building stated in the letter. Speaking of that pony, any idea who it could be? Fluttershy asked softly. No, Twilight said with an annoyed tone. But the less we talk, the sooner we'll find out. Twilight, why are you getting so annoyed about not knowing who it is? Applejack asked. It's not like we're in danger or anything. Why don't we just keep an eye out for that building? Twilight said nastily. Don't get your hay bales up in a bunch, Applejack said jokingly. Twilight glared at Applejack and began to open her mouth to talk, but Fluttershy cut her off. Why don't we just quiet down? We're all hungry and this is making us a bit on edge. Silence filled the air until Rainbow Dash saw the house ahead. Finally, I'm starving! You said it, Dash. Now I can finally ease my mind on who this mysterious mayor is, Twilight thought. Where could they be? Trixie shouted spastically. Trixie told them 7, and I told them to be on time. Trixie was pacing the room at a quick canter and started to breathe heavily. What if Sparkle knew? What if she doesn't come? A whole year of planning ruined. Why did I possibly think she was foolish enough to attend a party she didn't even know who was holding it? I may be the great and powerful Trixie, but I can sure be an idiot. Just as Trixie finished her spiel, she heard a on her door. Trixie smirked. A magical aura surrounded the doorknob and the door began to open. I know this aura. I've sensed it before. Even though Twilight knew the aura, she could not put the name or the face on it. Twilight's thoughts were interrupted by Pinkie Pie. Whatever in there smells wonderful! Darn tootin'. I hope it'll be ready soon, Applejack said joyfully as she entered the door, followed by the rest. Twilight was the last to enter. After all this worrying, I'm finally going to figure out who this pony is. Twilight's stomach grumbled. My, that does smell good. The 6 ponies walked into an elegantly decorated dining hall with a round table on top of a fine rug in the middle of the room. As they approached the table, they noticed name tags on the tabletop with each pony's name. Well, I guess this is a formal party, with all these seating arrangements and whatnot, Rarity said. I guess you were right to wear the nice dress, Rarity, Twilight admitted. Rarity pulled out her chair and sat in it as if she were a royal guest. The others went to their spots and sat around the table. And I thought it was going to be a party, Pinkie said disappointedly. Now, Pinkie, the pony that set this up obviously went through a lot of planning. I think you should show some respect towards your host, Fluttershy said softly. Oh, you have no idea, Fluttershy, a familiar voice said. All the ponies were silenced when they saw Trixie standing in front of the kitchen door. Now don't greet Trixie all at once, Trixie said with a frown. Twilight was obviously the first to break the silence. Why are you here, Trixie? Isn't it obvious? Trixie asked. I invited you all here to dinner. Well, yes, but I mean, Why are you here in Ponyville? Well, I thought I should apologize for what excuse me, what I did to you girls that one night, Trixie apologetically said. Apologize? You nearly destroyed Ponyville and killed us, Rainbow Dash said with a rage. If you weren't so egotistical, we would have never been in that situation. Now, Rainbow, the mayor's just trying to apologize, Applejack said. No, she's right. I was terrible back then. I let my ego get the best of me, and the only way I felt good about myself was when boasted, Trixie said with her head low. There was a long period of silence. What's with the sudden change of heart? Twilight thought. But why apologize now? Twilight asked. Well, I was being looked down upon everywhere I went. I was being refused at markets, and I couldn't even get an inn to allow me to sleep in one of their rooms. Instead of looking for forgiveness, I simply went on with my shows, and at some point, I decided it was useless since no one would ever come to watch. I was soon out of money and began to steal, and one day I was caught, my rock bottom, but the stallion that caught me simply paid for what I grabbed and walked away. This made me think. I got this way because I couldn't run from my problems, so I decided to come back to the root of my problem. And to finish what I started, Trixie thought. So I come to you 6 girls, mainly you, Twilight, and beg for your forgiveness. The 6 ponies looked at the sad and defeated Azure Pony, and then at each other. Twilight nodded, and they all understood what it meant. It's okay, Trixie. I forgive you for what you did. All but Rainbow Dash accepted the apology, but she hesitantly accepted after a moment of silence. Trixie sniffled. Do you mean that? Of course we all do. And I'm sure we would all love to help you apologize towards the other ponies in Ponyville also, Twilight suggested. You would do that for me? Trixie asked. Good heavens! I have to get the food out of the oven. The pony galloped towards the kitchen, leaving the 6 friends alone. Rarity spoke up. Well, that was unexpected. Agreed, Twilight stated, smelling the air. I wonder what that wonderful smell could be. I don't know, but it smells great, Pinkie said. That's the one good thing about formal parties. The food is always delicious. The kitchen door swung open, and Trixie carried out 6 dishes of food with her magic and laid them on the plate in front of each pony. Dig in. What about your supper, Trixie? Applejack asked. Don't worry about Trixie. My food was burnt during our discussion, Trixie said with a smirk. Why is she smirking? Twilight thought, but shooed it away. She changed. Don't worry about it anymore. Okie dokie, Pinkie said as she plunged her face into her plate filled with food. As her face hit the pile of delicious-looking food, it burst into magical dust that disoriented the ponies. Trixie let out a laugh. Is this some kind of a joke? Twilight slowly asked. Oh, no. This is all part of Trixie's plan. I was worried you caught on to my plot, especially my letter being signed An Old Friend. And your curiosity got the better of you, just as Trixie predicted. Now my plan can be set into full motion. Twilight looked even more confused. Allow me to explain in a way that you'll be able to understand. You humiliated me, and now it's time for you to pay for humiliating the great and powerful Trixie. I spent I spent nearly a year trying to translate this stupid scroll, but now it's all worth it. Rainbow Dash tried to move out of her seat, but something was holding her down. She looked around and noticed a magical light coming from under the rug. Oh, that. Trixie pulled the rug from underneath them, revealing a complicated circle with a strange design inside of it. This is what I've been working on for nearly a year. Trixie, do you have any idea what kind of magic you're getting into? Twilight yelled. Stop taking me for an ignorant fowl. I've spent a year translating this arcanic language. I finally understand. Trixie concentrated on her magical circle. She was obviously straining herself. Trixie, stop! You're going to hurt yourself, Twilight begged, but it was too late. The spell was casted, and there was no wondering what it would do until it took effect. The lights all burst with a surge of magical power. Trixie fell from exhaustion. She regained her senses and stood up, looking at the 6 unconscious ponies at her hooves. Now Trixie has to make haste to the Timberwolves' ruin and the Everfree Forest to complete my plan. Trixie walked out of the stone building, not even bothering to close the door behind her. Twilight awoke at the sound of Spike calling for her to get up. I'm up. What happened last night? She said this as she noticed that Spike wasn't near her. She looked around and saw him poking a purple pony. Who could that be? Twilight wondered. The purple mare shifted and eventually got up. Twilight, what happened? You never came home last night, Spike questioned. But once again, he was not addressing Twilight. Silly Spike, I'm Pinkie Pie, the purple mare said. Twilight's ears cocked. That sounds just like me. And that can't be Pinkie Pie. Twilight began to get up, but she noticed something feathery brush against her sides. She looked at herself. What? I'm blue and I have wings. She looked towards the purple mare. That's me. Something is wrong here. She continued towards Spike. Good morning, Dashie, the purple mare said with an excited voice. You look like you've slept well. Dashie? Twilight said, but it was not her voice. Seriously, what's going on here? I'm Twilight. You can't be Twilight, you're Dash, the purple mare said as she pointed her hoof towards Twilight's chest. What the? Why am I purple? I'm Pinkie Pie, not Purple Pie. What in tarnation? Twilight heard come from the other side of the room. What's up with my mane? It's all pink. Twilight looked at the pony. Fluttershy? Twilight asked. Heck no, the pony said. I'm Applejack. The pony looked at herself some more. Wings? What happened last night, Twilight? She looked at Pinkie Pie for the answer. I'm over here, AJ, Twilight said. And apparently, we somehow switched our minds or something. Now that's just downright ridiculous. Applejack was cut off by the sound of someone screaming. My mane! My beautiful mane ruined! The pony cried. It's hideous! Twilight saw that the body of the pony was Applejack. Rarity? Twilight asked. Is that you? Of course it's me, the pony said.